Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. The GOP has been facing a significant amount of criticism lately on the topic of candidate quality. I keep referring back to this clip right over here, where MSNBC's Mika Brzezinski essentially labels Herschel Walker as an idiot.
You know, Herschel Walker, Charlie, is unfit for the job, and it's embarrassing. It seems a little racist and condescending in a million different ways. He is unmoored. He seems to have a lot of problems, but just intellectually, he's clearly not even remotely close to being up for the job, completely unfit.
But once again, just like the misinformation thing, Democrats are pointing the finger at the other side, but the finger should be pointed right back at them. Let's talk about candidate quality, or I guess at this point, let's talk about politician quality, and how I guess the ranking system works in the Democrat Party. The crazier you are, the more unhinged, the more lunatic the Democrat, the higher the rank. Democrats seem to fail upwards, and guess who just failed directly upwards? None other than Democrat Representative Ted Lieu. Yep, this guy, unhinged lunatics in the Democrat Party, just became one of the highest ranking Democrats in the party. So let's take a look into Ted Lieu, because he's a real man of character. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so take a look at the headline here from NBC News. Representative Ted Lieu reflects on becoming the highest ranking Asian American ever in House Democratic leadership. Representative Ted Lieu, Democrat from California, who recently became the first Asian American to be elected vice chair of the House Democratic Caucus, took a moment to reflect with NBC News on how he got there. Lieu, a Taiwanese immigrant, said much of his early years in the US were spent with his family at a flea market in Cleveland, selling gifts and fending off shoplifters to make ends meet. To go from that to now being in House leadership in the Democratic Caucus, Lieu said, shows the durability of the American dream. And while sure, it's a nice story and all, and of course Democrats are trying to paint this beautiful image, the reality when it comes to Ted Lieu is that he's one of the biggest partisans. He's dishonest, crooked, a hack, not to mention he's a complete nut job. You know, Ted Lieu says this is the durability of the American dream, but is it really? Is this some authentic rags to riches story of an individual who worked hard and achieved something great? Or is this somebody with no moral standard making his way into the political arena and focusing his entire career on being as partisan and dishonest as humanly possible and getting rewarded for it because that's what Democrats reward? Absolute loyalty. Loyalty to the party and not loyalty to the truth. And just like Adam Schiff, we catch Ted Lieu in the same kind of situation. In fact, you might even say that Ted Lieu is using the Adam Schiff career model to advance himself in the Democrat Party. Let's start off with a flashback just so I can show you how dishonest this guy truly is.
The First Amendment applies to the government. Can we just get that clear? It does not apply to restrict content of private companies. So let's just go through something very simple. And I'll ask you, Mrs. Oka. We don't tell Fox News what to filter, right?
Correct.
And we can't tell Facebook what content to filter. The government can't, right?
Correct.
That would just be flat out unconstitutional, right?
Yes, sir.
We can't force Facebook to carry Diamond and Silk if they choose not to. Isn't that right?
Correct.
You know, I've seen places that regulate content on the internet and in the media. North Korea, Russia, Iran. We don't want to be like that. Why are we having a hearing about regulating content? It's unconstitutional to begin with. This is a stupid and ridiculous hearing. The only reason I'm still here is I want to enter some facts into the record to at least try to salvage some of this hearing. So I want to put in the record an article from USA Today, December 5th, 2017. It talks about the top tweeted U.S. elected officials. Can I put that in the record? Okay, I'll enter it later. The top 3 elected officials. Number 1, Donald Trump. Number 2, Vice President Pence. Number 3, Speaker Ryan. The notion that social media is somehow censoring conservative folks is ridiculous.
Ted Lieu going on and on about how it's totally fake news and it's stupid and ridiculous to even suggest that conservative accounts are being censored on social media disproportionately. Goes on to suggest that it's totally unconstitutional for the federal government to be involved in online censorship. That's the type of stuff that you see in North Korea. That's what Ted Lieu will say to fend off accusations and defend the Democrat Party at all cost. The question is, now that the Twitter files have absolutely irrefutably proved that the federal government, Joe Biden's administration, the DNI, the DHS, the FBI, the whole lot lot of them, not to mention the DNC, were involved in this massive conspiracy to control speech online. Is Ted Lieu going to remain ideologically consistent, or is he going to continue to carry water for the Democrat establishment and continue being a dishonest political hack? Well, you guessed it. Here's Ted Lieu's response.
So recently, he put out a statement on social media saying what he's going to focus on is Hunter Biden's laptop. Actually, it's even more irrelevant than that. He's actually concerned about what Twitter was saying about Hunter Biden's laptop.
Ted Lieu claims that it's irrelevant if Twitter was suppressing speech and blocking stories of the Biden crime family. Nothing to see there, folks. Here's a tweet from Ted Lieu. Elon Musk is not stupid, but this faux Twitter file stuff is stupid. In 2020, the whole world knew what Trump was tweeting. Media outlets breathlessly covered his tweets. Millions and millions of people followed him. Claiming Trump was silenced in 2020 is pure gaslighting. This guy has to be one of the most dishonest partisan hacks in American politics. It's the Adam Schiff model. And this guy just got a major promotion to the top of the Democrat establishment. So let's talk about politician quality. Just like the issue of misinformation, I don't think this is a discussion or a debate that lefties want to have. Adam Schiff is the chairman of the Intelligence Committee, and Representative Ted Lieu is the vice chair of the House Democratic Caucus. Oh, and did I mention that Hakeem Jeffries is now the leader-elect of the Democratic Caucus? You know, the guy who's still clinging on to the 2016 Russia collusion narrative 6 years later after it's been totally debunked? The guy who keeps going on about democracy and the big lie, yet he openly pushed a total conspiracy, an actual big election lie for multiple years straight. All of these people are chronic sociopathic liars. And I use the word sociopathic literally, not to be hyperbolic. As we've spoken about previously multiple times, Adam Schiff has purposely misrepresented or doctored and altered evidence on the record during House hearings. He has purposely lied and misled the American public in the most dishonest, sociopathic, maniacal, power-hungry ways. He has no ethics. Well, of course, we know Ted Lieu follows in the exact same footsteps. It's the Adam Schiff model, as I stated earlier. I'm sure we all remember this little gem right over here, where Ted Lieu pulls out his phone and purposely misleads and plays a cut, no context clip of Candace Owens supposedly praising Hitler, totally omitting the context and the rest of what she said, trying to accuse her of, I guess, being a neo-Nazi.
I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. Problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
Yes, I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Lieu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented an extracted clip.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly or to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said. May I continue?
Please.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip. And he purposefully he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact, the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut-up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives.
Well, this is the politician quality that makes it to the top of the Democrat ranks. In the Democrat Party, you fail upwards. In the Democrat Party, loyalty is the only thing that matters. It's a cult. This is why we see people like Jen Psaki and Karine Jean-Pierre, who are the biggest propagandists in modern American history, advancing their careers so swiftly. You don't need to be loyal to the truth to be a good Democrat. You need to be loyal to the Democrat Party and loyal to the Democrat narrative. That is all that matters. Even if it means making a complete fool of yourself by editing and doctoring or misrepresenting evidence as you so disingenuously try to accuse a black woman of being a Nazi. But those are the standards when it comes to the Democrat Party. In other words, no standards at all. The Democrats just put Ted Lieu in a leadership position. That is wild, but not exactly surprising. He checks all the Democrat priority boxes. He's a complete partisan nutcase lunatic, and of course, race and gender quotas. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider leaving a like and possibly subscribing to the channel. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.